The Myers-Briggs personality test. I don't know who Myers is. I don't know who Briggs is. I don't know if it's the same person and their last name is hyphenated. If you would like to figure that out and drop it in the comments, you can. But regardless, this is my favorite personality test. And at the end of this, we are going to get a character. And that might be understating it a little bit. I don't want to say that a long-standing personality test generates a character for you. It kind of underwhelms what this is capable of. But one of these little NPCs will be me's. And I have an idea about which one it is because I've taken a Myers-Briggs personality test before, but it's been a while. And I took one while I was teaching, and I wanted to see if it has changed at all now that I've calmed down a little bit in my old age. So it will give you one of 16 different personalities, and it's sorted into 4 different quadrants. So if you're a math person, or shall I say a logician, is that how you say that? A logician. If you're a logician or a logistat, what's the difference between? The point is, if you like math, you can see that if there are 4 different categories and there are 2 options in each, there are 16 total possibilities. So each of the 4 categories, you can get one of 2 letters. And those one of 2 letters combine 4 times to give you one of these 16 personalities. Let's just get into it, shall we? If we scroll down, and again, you can take this along with me. These will be in the same order. So if you go to 16 personalities, I'll drop a link in the description. You can take this alongside me if you want to do a little play at home situation. You regularly make new friends. No, I do not. I do not. I do not enjoy it, and I'm trying to decide if I medium don't enjoy it or a little don't enjoy it. I don't make new friends. I don't make new friends. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Absolutely. And I'm debating whether it's big absolutely or medium. I would say that honestly, it's probably one of my favorite things. We'll go with that. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. This is tough because it is very case-by-case basis. I think I can go back and forth, but I typically go with factual arguments more often than not. So we'll put it on that. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. They didn't used to be. Since I have been married, my wife has taught me the value of clean and organized, and I appreciate that from her very much. I would say that it's probably in the middle, and growing up, it would have been somewhere in the purple. I've gotten better, but I'm not, you know what, we're going to go slightly green. No, we're going to go in the middle. That was my first gut. That's the other thing about these tests. They say go with your first answer. Don't think too much, which is hard for me. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Yes, I would like to say that I'm a pretty calm individual. Yeah, we'll go with agree. You find the idea of networking and promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. Awful. I hate networking. I hate that word. In high school, we had to go to what was called an etiquette cocktail party, where as a high schooler, we went to the school, we had to dress up, and different business partners from the city were there, and they talked to us in a dimly lit room with hors d'oeuvres. Awful. One of the worst. Yes, it was useful. Yes, I learned something. Yes, it was objectively good, but it was awful. So we'll go with agree. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Yes, I have to plan. I have to prioritize. Deadlines matter. Absolutely. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than the numbers or data. Again, sometimes it's very similar to the previous question, and I'm going to answer it in the same way. I think there are times where stories and emotions outweigh numbers and data, but I tend to go with numbers and data. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. If you're wondering, I went to the Dollar Tree not too long ago, and this is like how I plan out all my YouTube videos in a book. Yeah, I do very much. You should also see my calendar. I'll show my calendar in a little bit in another video. Even a small mistake. Also, if you're watching this, subscribe. I mean, this channel sucks right now. Let's run the numbers up. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yeah, more so than not, I'm learning that small mistakes are growth. You can't fail. You can't success without the fail. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Again, something I'm getting better at, but overall, it's so weird. How do I know they're interesting if I don't know them? You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting. What am I, like, looking at them? They look interesting? I don't know if people look interesting. I would say disagree more than agree. You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative work. No, I would love that. Are you kidding me? No, I am very interested in that behavior. You prioritize facts over, facts don't care about your feelings. People's feelings when determining a course of action. Typically, yes. Actually, very much yes. More so. Like, yeah. I know it's slightly different than the other one. That's why I'm going with that. You often allow a day to unfold without any schedule at all. Are you crazy? Are you serious? People do that? No. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impressions on people you meet. I don't know if this is a flaw in personality. I think to a degree it can be. I am constantly worried. This is why I couldn't teach, because I was worried about my impression on people or people's impression of me always, constantly. If there was a bigger purple dot, it would be clicked. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. As opposed to solo? Not necessarily. I do enjoy participating in team-based activities. I would rather accomplish a task by myself. So I'm going to go with agree, but it's only moderately. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. Yes, certainly. I mean, yeah, if I have the opportunity to like create something that's never been done, yeah. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. Again, I think there is a time, these ones are the ones that are tripping me up the most and that are making me doubt my personality. They are the ones that are giving me the most trouble. I think both of these in tandem matter. I think it is incredibly important to be honest, even if it is offensive. Not offensive. See, that's too strong. Even if it's going to, I value honesty. So I slightly disagree with that. You seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. No, I don't necessarily seek out new experiences. I would be okay with seeking out new knowledge areas or experimenting, but not experiences. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Again, when I was growing up, this would be the greenest dot on the page. It would be over here. I've improved in this area, if you want to call it an improvement, but yeah, this is I should make a video about OCD at some point, and I did not realize that I had OCD until I was 27. It got better when I started my antidepressants, but as a kid growing up, like, I had these constant thoughts of, if you don't put the silverware, all the forks away first before the spoons, your mom is going to die in a car crash tonight. Like that, like all day, like everything I would do. Okay, if you don't empty that cup out before you put it in the sink, you can't put the cup in the sink with water in it. If you don't dump it out before you put it in the sink, your dog's going to get run over by a car. Like, just always. So yeah, you enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. Again, back and forth. There's different pros and cons to each. I would say slightly yes. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Oh, I could do that. I could imagine myself doing that. I don't want to say I could do that. I mean, if you can do it, do it. You know, if you're an author, bro, be an author. Disagree. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. Yes. Yes, of course. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I would say yes, without a doubt. I cannot relax if I have chores to do. So this is a logical fallacy as it sits as a sentence. There is no relax if chores are done. So yes, when I was a kid, you had to do your homework when you got home. You could get a snack, and then it was homework before anything else. So yes, in disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. I don't love my answer to this, but that's probably how I am. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves at social gatherings. Yeah, I'm definitely not introducing myself to anyone. I'm also not going to social gatherings if I can help it. Your mood can change very quickly. No, I keep a pretty standard baseline of mood all the time. You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments. I could be if the facts also line up. We'll put it in the middle. Is that our first middle? Is that our first neutral answer? You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. No, I do not. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas, without a doubt. What do you mean? What do you mean? What else is there to debate? What else would you be doing? What? Of course. We're 50% of the way done. So I apologize, but I also don't care. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Not so, but if it's the right people, sure. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No, that's when I have the most interest. What do you mean? When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Super case by case. These are driving me nuts. Put it in the middle. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. No, I do not. You rarely second guess the choices you have made. I do sometimes. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. I don't know if they would. I think around them I can be, but in general, put me into a situation and I'm probably more timid and reserved. So I have the capability of being lively and outgoing. And you may watch this, you may not know me, and you say, you seem lively and outgoing. I'm not. I'm really not. You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing, absolutely. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions, typically. You like to have a to-do list for each day, absolutely. You rarely feel insecure. I often feel insecure. I feel insecure, and I have felt insecure for nearly all of my life, which is maybe why I like to debate, and I like to win arguments because it helps me feel more secure, which is probably not great. You avoid making oh my gosh. The worst is when people just dry call you. No text, no warning, no nothing. Just, you look down at your phone, it's buzzing, and it's somebody calling you. Awful. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. We've already said I do. You can easily connect with people you've just met. Okay, so this is what's going to seem counterintuitive. I do think as I've gotten older, I am able to find common ground. I love asking questions, so I could sit. These stinking stink bugs, bro! Get out of here! Like, what do you mean? They're everywhere. Every video I make, a stink bug's just falling from the sky. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we doing? I don't know. Again, I don't know if you guys have these in your climate. I'm sick of them. They just buzz around. I love asking questions, and it drives my wife nuts that I ask so many questions. I could sit down with a stranger and talk for an hour. I don't necessarily love it. But if that was a challenge, if someone said you have to do it, I think I could do it pretty well. So yeah, I think I can connect with people I just met, but I don't go out of my way to do it. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get them back on track as soon as possible. Yes. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. 100%. You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. I would love to do that. Disagree. These double negatives, man, they got to fix these on these tests. I don't know if they do it on purpose. I wish they wouldn't ask the question in the negative form. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Depends on the day. Put it in the middle. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. No, logical or efficient. I do care how it makes people feel, and it's a fine line. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. No. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed. Yeah. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. And I love my job. Absolutely. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres. Bro, I went to Chicago twice. Awful place. It is an awful city. There are people everywhere. There are horns honking everywhere. The buildings are so tall, you feel like you're closed in. It's just people. You can't drive. There's people. It's just people everywhere. Just people. People, people, people. Now, a nice liberal city that's walkable and there's different varieties of individuals and people can come and go and there's this sense of community, and even though it's like that's Chicago, like I don't want to poo-poo on Chicago completely. It has nice elements, but being personally couldn't live there. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. No, I like further proof. You often feel overwhelmed. 10 years ago, I would have put highly agree. Now that things have calmed down in my life, slightly agree. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Yes, most likely. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. This is counterintuitive because I've kind of given this personality test a lot of answers that match the concrete steps route. If it is something new, like I'll follow concrete steps if I've done the task before and I know that's what works. But if I'm presented with a new task, I'm going to do slightly agree. You are more likely to rely on emotional institution than logical reasoning. No. You struggle with deadlines. No. You feel confident that things will work out for you. We'll see. This will determine your avatar. Okay? So let's see. Now, without looking, it's too late. All right? So we have unlocked the architect right here, baby. This little gentleman. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I don't know if it's recording or not, but this guy right here. I don't know if the mouse is. Let me fix this as well. Let me see if I can do a little hokey pokey. I can't. So we're just going to roll with it. So my personality type is the architect, INTJ. He looks to be building some things. Could be worse. Thought constitutes the greatness of man. Man is a reed, the feeblest thing in nature, but he is a thinking reed. You process a rare combination of vision and pragmatism. Pragmatism. I'm pragmatic. We'll just say that. Your analytical mind constantly seeks to understand the world around you, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire to improve system and ideas. You approach life with a strategic mindset, always looking several steps ahead and planning for various contingencies. I would say that's pretty accurate. Your independent nature is one of your defining characteristics. You value your autonomy and often prefer to work alone, trusting your own judgment and abilities above all else. This self-reliance combined with your intellectual prowess allows you to tackle complex problems with confidence and innovation. Personality traits. So if we look at these, and this is a pretty cool chart. Introverted. I am 76%, according to this test, introverted. I would say that tracks. I'm not totally introverted, but I prefer deep, meaningful social interactions in calm environments. Yes. Like my idea of a good time with people is to sit in my living room and talk about the existence of God. Just to be honest. Like, does God exist? Right? And that's my series that's coming next, so be patient. Highly intuitive over observant. That sounds kind of insulting, but you are very likely imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Sure, I would say that's accurate. You likely focus on objectivity and rationality, putting effectiveness above social harmony. That makes me sound like a jerk. I believe social harmony is important. This one kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. I would hope that I care about others, but maybe I don't. I do. You likely are organized, decisive, and thorough, valuing structure and planning over being spontaneous, because I can't say spontaneity. Spontaneity. I don't like that word. Spontaneity. It's spontaneousness in my eyes. Oh, this is one. You are likely self-conscious, sensitive to stress, success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Yeah, that's probably true. While your rational approach to life serves you well in many situations, it can sometimes create challenges in personal relationships. You may find emotional expressions and social niceties puzzling or unnecessary. Small talk. I do not like small talk. Preferring direct communication and logical discussion. This tendency can make you appear aloof or detached even if you care deeply. Your pursuit of knowledge and improvement is relentless. You have high standards for yourself and others, always striving for efficiency and effectiveness in all areas of life. This drive for perfection can both be a strength and a weakness, pushing you to achieve great things, but also potentially leading to stress and burnout if not managed carefully. Accurate. Your career path. Okay, so this is interesting because what is my career? In your professional life, you thrive on intellectual challenges and the opportunity to emit your innovative ideas. You excel in roles that allow you to utilize your strategic thinking and problem-solving skills, often gravitating towards fields like science, technology, or business strategy. Your ability to see the big picture while also attending to crucial details makes you a valuable asset. Oh, thank you. However, your preference for working independently and dislike for office politics could sometimes hinder your career progression, aka why you had to leave teaching. Learning to navigate social dynamics and communicate your ideas effectively is crucial for professional growth. Your unique insights are most valuable when they can be implemented, which often requires collaboration and buy-in from others. I'm not going to pay for this, so sorry. Your strengths: strategic vision, independent thinker, analytical thinking, and efficiency. What are my weaknesses? High standards. Doesn't sound like a weakness. Your high standards can sometimes slow progress and frustrate colleagues. Okay. Direct communication style. Your direct style may be perceived as harsh, especially by more sensitive colleagues. Aversion to routine. You may struggle with mundane tasks, potentially overlooking important details. Too independent. Cool. Your personal growth. What's it say? Analysis paralysis. Absolutely. Without a doubt, I have this, especially in the YouTube journey. Overthinking every decision I make. Yes. Perfectionism. Yes. Even though I just did a video on if I'm a perfectionist and it said I wasn't. Need for control. Absolutely. Your relationships. Oh boy, where's my wife? Let's get her in here. Loyal, direct communication, intellectual depth, problem-solving skills. Yes. Emotionally reserved. I can verbalize and show affection. That's fine. Need for independence is tough. It's tough. Yes. Dislike of small talk. Just mentioned that. High expectations. All right. $9 to unlock my full results. You will not be getting my money. You will not be. Oh, here we go. Michelle Obama, right next to Elon Musk. Isn't that the duality of man? Isn't that something? Just slap these two guys beside each other and say, you're more alike than you think. Christopher Nolan, I don't know who he is. I think maybe he did something with Batman, if I had to guess. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Colin Powell, Samantha Power, Walter White. I believe that's a fictional character. And I don't know any of these other people. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I'm going to ask my friend who watches Game of Thrones who I am most like in that show. I think that would be an interesting experiment. Gandalf, Katniss Everdeen. I don't know any of these people. Jay Gatsby, you can't see him. He's not pictured, but he's over here, Jay Gatsby. So there we go. I would encourage you to take this test because it will help you see maybe where you have strengths and where maybe you can improve in your life. I'd encourage you not only to take it, but to share your results. See how many of our letters are the same. Again, I am an INTJ, T, turbulent, the negative one. But again, this was fun. And I hope you had a good time. And I love you all very much. And we'll see you very soon on the Red Means No channel.